Well, I'd like to start out by saying thank you for trusting sending your horse to me for training. Rose has been a pleasure to work with and teach all the way through the steps, and she's learned a lot while she's in horse training college, if you will, starting from the ground up and getting that good foundation work that she can go on with. Being 2 months into her training, she's at a good spot, and there's still a few things that she still needs to learn. She's gone through all the basics of groundwork through intermediate, all the desensitizing through intermediate, the riding prep in level 3 and getting her started with that. And she had that steady start that just got her to a point where she can feel confident about having a rider above her, confident about having a rider in general, and learning all of those basic needs like being able to give the pull, be able to flex, be able to stand still from mounting, all things that were integrated early on. And I am very happy to say what I say with thankfully, almost all the horses that come in training here. We have had no accidents, and that's what the programs decide to do. No accidents whatsoever, and she has had just smooth sailing all the way through the training program, and I'm very happy with her and very proud of her progress as well. So she has come along really nicely. Taking her home at the 2 month mark means she still has a lot of miles to go and a lot of things to learn. But I wanted to give you a demonstration video to show you where she's at now, which we'll see here in a moment, and just kind of talk you through some things that I feel that she should have done with her and things you should do moving forward. And also I will leave this video up so if you find her a new home that the new owner can follow through with this as well. So now we are in our demonstration part of the video. I'm going to start out with groundwork here and just kind of go over what I do with her. So she started out being on the lazy side, and she's learned just to get in the habit of saying yes here while she's in training. So what I do for her groundwork is I will spend a few minutes on just getting her to move her feet forwards, backwards, left, and right, and listening to me from the ground. So my circles are not to wear her out. They are to work on her keeping slack in this lead rope here. I'll bump on her nose if she doesn't, like right there. If she slows down without me asking, I will speed her up. And then we have a little routine where I will ask her for direction changes. I'll pause in between my direction changes or kind of hustle her through a direction change. I just basically want to keep her on her toes and listening. So you'll see me in my direction changes yield her hindquarters. I'll bump on her face a little bit to get 2 eyes there. I'll ask her hindquarters come all the way around if she kind of lags like that. And I will send her off, or I'll mix it up and I'll go into backing her up. So she's learned how to do backing stage 2, which is where I wiggle my lead rope and she backs up. I can also ask her to back up a little quicker by approaching, and that's also your fallback. If you wiggle the lead rope and nothing happens, start walking. And you're swinging your stick, and if still nothing happens, then you'd go ahead and put pressure on her. That's when your stick would kind of run into her front end there a little bit and make her move. Moving on to yield the hindquarters, I hold her with about 6 inches of lead rope down from her halter. And I change my body posture, lift my stick, and point towards her and ask her to move. If she doesn't move out with some punctuality to it, I like to kind of give her that tap on her butt. I start real light, and if nothing happens, I'll increase pressure as necessary. But I tend to increase gradually to give her a chance. And then I always finish out by letting her know that she's not in trouble and not to be scared of me and my tools. I do a little desensitizing after. For this kind of horse, it's not as much of a concern. Probably just do a little on each side and call it good for the day. Unless she's a little worried about you, then you could keep going. But that tends to be all that she needs. As far as the riding goes, I still get on from both sides, or I step up on one side or the other. I just wanted her really solid, getting on her and getting off of her from both sides. So that's something we kept going all the way through. Here, I'm going to go ahead and actually start riding her in the arena. She's had a few rides out in the arena now. We take it real slow, we'll take it real easy, and I just kind of want to walk you through that process. So right now, I'm going to flex her to get on her, and I'm just going to keep her flexed until I get situated. I'll usually pet her. She's got a foot rested, so she's not concerned at all. This has kind of been her norm lately. And then rather than just pitching her a whole bunch of rein and seeing what she does, I kind of manage her. I flex her side to side. I get her started. I let her look at me on both sides. That's the most dangerous part with Colt. She's a pretty chill girl, but it's a good habit to do. To kind of flex her for a moment, answering a client over there a question. And then I will get her started. And I usually just like to put her in a little circle and feel out, how is she today? Because these youngsters, and when they're new to riding, if they're gonna do something stupid, it's usually that first couple seconds. So what I'll usually do is I'll play with them. I'll back them up, I'll flex them, I'll move them around in little circles. I really just want to feel how they're doing for the day, and that's something that she's gonna get used to. And then here I'll just do a little tuning. So I decided not to cut that out. There's going to be a few mistakes she's going to make through today because she's new to this. And I just kind of want to show you what I do with that. So if she kind of pulls on my rein or something a little more than I would like her to, then I'm going to just give those little tugs of reinsurance. She's in a snaffle. It's nothing that's going to hurt her or anything. And it's mostly just, hey, pay attention right there. That little bump I just did with my hand. So I'm going to pull light and steady for turns and for stops. Her backup's gotten really good. With your backup, just ask her to back up until she gives you good steps, and then release the pressure. Release the pressure just being discontinuing asking her to back up. So I'll kind of walk her around out in the open. Our demo day on Friday, she was a little on the lazy side, so you'll see a little bit of that here. It kind of tends to be, some days are better than others for her at this point. But she has gotten really solid about being out here and just focusing a little bit more. So you're just going to watch me play around with her here for a few minutes. When she's being good, my hands are relaxed, and I gently encourage with my heels to keep her going. I'm going to do a one rein stop with her to check and make sure I have that emergency brake if I need it, especially out here in the open in our new facility. We are literally in a dragged spot that's in a field. So there are hot wires and trees and obstacles and all the things all around me. So it was really important for me, it always is, but especially right now, to make sure I had a really good one rein stop on her, which I've gotten. So yeah, any kind of little fight in her bit or anything like that, I'm going to work through and just kind of move her around. And I'm staying pretty close to the camera right now, but we'll go all the way around the big space and get her used to all of that. If you're riding her outside of the round pen, I would take it slow for now. If she was staying in training longer, I would work her harder, faster in the round pen, and then come out here into the arena for another, 3-4 rides. I'd let her tell me what she needed, but when she's able to focus and pay attention out here in the open and feel comfortable, that's when I'd start trotting. So at this point, I've mostly just walked. I've trotted a circle. To be perfectly honest with you, I've trotted a circle with her out there because she was just having a great day on Thursday. But I would say for now, when you take her out of the round pen and you're in an inherently dangerous environment to be on a colt in, I would just take it at a walk. Take it easy, take it slow, start with small circles, and go from there. Make sure you got good brakes every step of the way, and leave the faster stuff from the round pen. Good girl. All right, I went ahead and brought her in the round pen, which is just so much safer of an environment and gives that feeling of safety and confidence to the horse as well. This is a spot where they've just always felt confident, and we've spent a lot of time in here. She's got a lot of miles, and in here I'll actually push her a little more. So those places where she doesn't really give to my leg pressure bumping her forward, I'll follow through with the popper, and then in here I'm actually trotting her. I think she's the type of horse that I would have to borderline beat on to get to lope from the saddle. So I have not loped her under saddle yet. I think I would have to sit there and whack her and whack her and hack her before she is willing to go into the lope. She just does not like to lope, even from the ground, especially adding a saddle and a rider into the mix. She's like, that's just way too tiring. So I have to be really rough on her to be able to get her to do a quick trot, let alone a lope. So we haven't gotten there yet. I really wanted to see a little bit more confidence from her, a little better steering before I started loping on her, just because I'm going to have to really push her. And this is the point where I want her to be really confident. So what you're going to see me do here is I'm looking for good trots. So I'm going to ask her, when I bump my legs, I want her to maintain that speed, give me a little bit more speed, depending on how much pressure I'm putting on with my legs. And then you're going to see me follow through with a little popper. I don't pop her on the butt. I just do a little side to side on her shoulder. It's just a little leather popper. And I will work with her with that. When she's done well, I'm going to do these stops. I'm going to put these in, let her have a second, and then move her on. So at this point, I'm holding her to a little higher standard, so I want her to kind of cruise. So if I feel like she's walking really well like this, then I don't have much pressure. I'll bump her a little bit to keep her moving, but I'm not trying to I'm not trying to micromanage her the whole time. But if she has times where she gets a little lazy, I'm going to ask her to step out a little bit and have a little bit more speed. So that means keeping moving through her turns, staying soft in her face. For at this point, this is what she just needs a lot of. My next couple of weeks would be doing a lot of this and getting her used to, all right, same thing with a round pen, like when you came out and I taught you, I'm going to raise my hand, point which way I'm going to go. I want her to go a little faster and then smack the ground and then smack her butt. And she knows that she can go off the point. She can go off when I smack the ground. She doesn't have to wait until I smack her butt. Same kind of thing with this from the saddle. I'm asking her to go by kissing to her. If that doesn't work, I bump with my legs. If that doesn't work, I kick a little harder. If that doesn't work, then I'm using my popper. Here I'm working on her back up. That's what I meant about those bigger steps, asking her to back up a little bigger, and then I'm going to go ahead and flex her here. I just want her soft. She's one of those horses that starts out really stiff. Some of the babies you start and they're just like butter, and then people will mess them up and make them stiff. And then there's sometimes where there's horses like Rose where they start out stiff. So I would do a lot of flexing with this one. Keep getting her soft. It is so much better in the last week, in the last month especially. Even in just the last week, there's been so much progress. When it comes to getting off, I'm going to prep her and not just swing off. I'm going to do that little stand up in my stirrup and then set down and then give her a rub. That's about what I do with her from here. She's a good girl, and I think she's going to make an awesome horse, and I'm excited to see how she goes. You'll have to let me know how she does. Take care.